Alright, so I am back doing a follow-up on the virtual rifle from Virtual Rifle Systems LLC, and without going into the details of when I originally got it and what happened in the unboxing and everything, you can watch the other video a couple weeks ago. Long story short of it, there's a quality control issue. I paid $200 for this thing. I waited over 2 months for it to show up. And when I got it, some of the magnets were reversed, and it's supposed to be a simple issue of flipping the magnets, which I don't think I should have to do. It should have been tested before it was sent to me. So the issue that I had was my magnets were flipped on the back section, the pistol grip section, and these magnets are set very deeply into the component, and I was trying to figure out how in the world to get them out because they're wedged in there. And the video that they had up on their website was for a whole different model and for the foregrip only. And as you can see here, I'm really struggling with this thing. These magnets are really strong. They kept flipping over. I ended up having to go out and get pliers to pry these things apart. And I spent well over an hour trying to get these magnets flipped the right way, trying to get everything set up, and just so I could attempt to use this thing in some games that I actually play. Alright, so the main reason why I decided to give this a second try is because I received absolutely no response from the makers of this rifle. I've sent 2 emails since I did that last video asking them, how do I fix these magnets on the back side? Your website doesn't say anything about that. It only shows one thing. It shows a different model. How do I do this without prying or breaking anything? And then the other email was like, how quick can I get this refund? When do I need to ship this off? Are you guys even doing refunds? How's this going to work? And I've received no response. And I'm not going to go pay for shipping and sending this thing off so they can turn around, put it out to another customer waiting on one, and then make me wait for a refund. I think that it's extremely unprofessional, and I'll never do business with these people again. I won't even recommend them. If they can't get back to their customers that have already paid and waited, and this is the kind of crap they got to go through because of a quality control issue, they don't deserve to get my business. They don't deserve to get anyone's business for that kind of money. So that part of my rant is over with, and guess it's time to move on to how this thing actually does in a game. So the first game I wanted to try out was my favorite game, my favorite first-person shooter, which is Pavlov. And as you can see here, it's a little wonky in the menus because everything's attached to the rifle. Now the magnet, you're supposed to be able to just kind of twist and you detach the controller with the magnets from the rifle to use the menu. But I didn't really feel like detaching it just to work the menus and then have to lift my headset up to reattach the controller because you can't really see what you're doing with it. And to start off here, I kind of had a brain fart and was wondering why this thing wasn't lined up right or anything. It's because I didn't squeeze the grip with my right hand to get it to do what you see here. Once that was done, then it felt more like I was holding a rifle here. So now that I got that out of the way, my next issue is going to be how to chamber around with the pump action shotgun with the fixed controller. And it kind of glitched out a little bit and it let me do it, but I couldn't do it quickly. But this also made me think, how am I going to reload my rifles in this game and without detaching the controller and then trying to get the controller reattached to the rifle itself? And you'll see here that that's exactly the major flaw to having this. And I kind of had another little brain fart. I hadn't played the game in a little while, and I kept hitting the wrong button to grab my my magazine. But once I actually did it, well, then came the issue of, well, now I have to reattach the controller to the rifle, and this is where it got really bad because there's absolutely no way I can get lucky enough to set this in the right spot. So the whole reloading thing, bolt action, pump action, was a major flaw to this rifle. I could already tell that there's nothing I was going to be able to do. I went into the settings to check and see if there's like an auto reload, which I don't want because I want the reload features in the game. So this virtual stock, I thought maybe if I turned it off or something, it would help with the aim. because the way that the rifle's lined up in the game, it's almost on my throat. It's not actually on my left shoulder, and I've got my cheek on the actual cheek rest on the virtual rifle. It's just not working out. And here, turning off the virtual stock screwed me up, because now it's not, the rifles aren't in the right position. It's like you're firing from the hip now. So I had to go back and change the settings again and all that craziness. So the next issue was the most major issue, I guess you could say, and that is, what am I going to do with a pistol? And as you can see here, I'm trying to shoot this pistol with a rifle, and you can't one-hand this thing like I tried it a minute ago, because it's a little too front heavy, and I ended up dropping the virtual rifle. It actually had just fallen off the thing here, trying to use it with one hand. So using a pistol with a virtual rifle is virtually impossible. So at this point, I decided to just go ahead and pull the controllers off the rifle, take all of the stuff off of the controllers, and go play the game just the way I've been playing it since I got the game, and which is just putting the controller up against my forearm, just kind of making a straight line, and just doing it the way I've been doing it, and seeing just how much of a difference it makes. Does it really hurt my aim? Does it help it? And that was what I was here to find out. So I noticed an immediate difference not having the rifle, as you see here. Everything was more fluid. Everything was lined up right, because my hands are where I want them to be. And this isn't a muscle memory thing where I'm just used to playing the game this way and not with the rifle. This was literally an alignment thing. With the rifle and the way the game was seeing where the controllers were on the rifle, it was causing some issues there. And as you saw, the reloads are very quick. I'm able to get the magazine in and continue on. I don't have to go around the corner for 10 seconds to reload and then trying to figure out where my hands are and then pull the headset up and all that stuff. So this being my favorite game, and the virtual rifle has already proven that it's not for games that have any kind of firearms mechanics in them whatsoever, just goes to show that it's not going to work for me, and it's not going to work for you either. So Pavlov does not have any kind of an auto reload feature. It doesn't have any kind of a compensation for using a virtual rifle, and the odds of you getting your controller back to the right spot onto those magnets every time without having to look that's just not going to happen. You're going to miss, and it's a lot of stress on the controller. Slamming stuff around. And another issue that I had was the one I was worried about initially. Me moving around quickly, or having to bring my rifle up quickly or spin around, I actually threw the controller off of the virtual rifle itself. And now I didn't throw anything, but it came detached because I moved too quickly for the magnets, the strength of the magnets. So again, this rifle is not good with quick reflexes or any kind of fast reflexive firing, and it's not good for anything with rifle mechanics. Alright, so there was one more game I wanted to try here, another one of my favorite games, and that's hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. And right off the bat, I had to detach both of the and I'm using the virtual rifle here. I had to detach both controllers in order to use the menu system here, because you have to twist your wrist to bring up the menu. So here I'm holding the rifle under my armpit. I'm trying to work everything here, and I've got both controllers off. So in this game, if you're actually wanting to use the menu system or the quick menu system, you're going to have to detach everything off the rifle. So that was already going to be a kind of a big no-go there. And now here I am trying to put everything back together, try to get the controllers back onto the rifle. And the main reason why I wanted to try horseshoes and hand grenades here was the sniper rifle, because I knew that this virtual rifle was going to really help stabilize the sniper rifle, and I just wanted to see how well it actually did. And that's the only reason why I came into this game, because I already knew that this rifle is going to fail in every other category, you know, with gun mechanics and everything else. So the sniper rifle was going to be my big test here. And again, for me to select everything and put all these attachments on, I had to, of course, pull everything off the rifle again, because you've got to, you know, use a little bit of wrist twisting and whatnot. So just, I wasn't happy at all with this. I mean, every time I grabbed a hold of something, or I felt that rifle under my armpit while I'm trying to actually do other things here, I kept thinking to myself, $200, $200, $200, and I'm using about $10 of it. It's worth about $10 to me right now. So so here I am. I'm ready. I'm getting things hooked back up and just kind of checking stuff out. And this feels really good. This sniper rifle feels awesome right here. That virtual rifle is excellent if you're going to use a sniper rifle in a game for one shot, because you have to, if you have a bolt action, you're going to have to detach the controller. To use the bolt action, you're going to have to, it's just not feasible. It's the virtual rifle is for more arcade style games and nothing simulator, as I've said twice in this video so far. So as you can see, it's very steady. It works really well when you actually have ammunition loaded in. So I had yet another brain fart here, but had to detach to do this and get everything going. So took a lot of work to put it all back together, and yeah, it's just not going to work. But I do like the stability quite a bit. Very easy to track targets and whatnot. I kind of wish the scope were a little bit closer. You know, covered up a little bit more of a view here, but what ended up just happening a second ago was the magnet actually came off of the controller, came detached from the rifle when I was trying to mess around with it. So all in all, for a sniper rifle, it's really nice and steady. I mean, you could have some fun with it if all you're going to do is just like some sniping, maybe some competition stuff. But all in all, this virtual rifle is absolutely useless for these kinds of games. It's unfortunate that it's like that, but I thank you for watching, and I hope this helped you make your decision on whether or not you want to actually use this in the games that were featured here.